Hello traders, today is day number 98 of small cap market open test trading, and we've now taken 101 trades. So guess what? We're all done with the test trading finally. We've been doing this since mid-September and it's taken us this long to get here, but it was worth it because we have meaningful data and the plan is profitable. I'll show you all of the details about that in a little bit, but for now let's talk about the trade that we took today. So as always, we were looking at our small cap screener. This of course was at the open, so but VERU, that was the one that we traded, and it is still the #1 stock on the screener. So anyway, let's get to the video and look at the trade. So here's the moment that I pull VERU up on the chart page, and you can see that it is trading above the 200 MA line. So it meets our daily chart criteria. All of those lines were from previous trades, and right now I'm marking out the previous session high. So that's the first level I want to see broken. And red box also popped up on the screener, so I put that on the chart page. But VERU was taken off way before red box. I'm not even sure if it ever did, but anyway, this is the one that we got triggered to take a trade on. So now I'm waiting for it to pull back from this white line and trigger an entry. And it does that. This is trade #1. We took 3 trades on VERU, so that means if you've been following my videos, you know that means that we got stopped out on the first 2 trades. But the strategy with this trading plan is to hold till 3R. So that means you can lose the first 2 trades. If the third trade works out, which it doesn't have to, but if the third trade works out, you could still walk away profitable. And that's exactly what would have happened today. So this is the first entry. We were waiting for the break of this 1-minute candle. So that happened, and we got in at 1488. And then we're going to move our stop loss up. I don't know why sometimes I get these those messages from Webull as soon as I enter a trade. It doesn't happen all the time, but so our stop loss is in place, and that's so important that should be the very first thing that you do anytime you enter a position is move that stop loss in place, because these stocks can turn against you really quickly and flush and take you out with a much bigger loss than you ever planned to take. So make sure you always get that stop loss in place and then figure out everything else later, like the profit target, which we did here. This is our 2R profit target. And then we also calculate the 3R profit target and put a line out. So now this trade is all done. All we have to do is sit here and wait for the trade to play out. We don't even have to sit here really, because we have these orders in place and everything is automated now. So you could see this thing was looking like it had some promise. It was looking pretty strong. And then it starts to flush down against me. And if you are sitting here watching it, the worst thing you could do is to try to judge the trade and figure out, oh, maybe I should get out now. Just let the trade play out, because you never know. Sometimes these things come down and even tap your stop, don't fill you, turn around and hit your profit target. Now, that's not what happened today. It hit the stop loss, but that's why the stop loss is there. So now we have 2 more trades that we can take. So we get our ideal entry on the next entry, which is when the 1-minute candle makes a new high after that pullback and after being stopped out. So our stop loss is in place. We have our position, and now we just need to calculate our profit target. So that's all in place. This is trade #2. So if this trade fails, I can still take a third trade. That's all written in detail in my trading plan. And this level here, that 1452, that's where I've determined the stock to be weak if the price drops below that level. So as long as it doesn't go below that level, I can take the third trade. And that's what we're waiting for right now. So here's the, let me just show you that entry live. I think we kind of blew through all the other entries. So let me at least show you one of these live. So there's that 1480. You can see that I triggered my hotkeys. I got filled at 1479. Which I believe was the entry that I actually wanted, because I think, yeah, the high of that candle is 1478. So I got the ideal entry there. Again, get that stop loss in place immediately. These things can go against you at any moment. And now we're going to figure out our profit target using the XR calculator, which is really handy. I'm going to be updating this calculator at some point when I have time, and I'm going to add a feature where it tells you where the 5% level is. Actually, it'll tell you where any percent level is that you set it to, which is very handy, because if your trading plan says, you know, I only take entries that are above 5%, then you'll know exactly where that level is very quickly and easily, instead of having to calculate it manually with a calculator. And you could change that percentage to 3% or 2% or whatever you have in your trading plan, and it'll give you that price as well. So now we're in that third trade. And let's see what this thing does. Whoop, let's show you that live, because look at how this thing looked like it was getting weak. Again, if you're not a disciplined trader, or you don't have a set of rules or trading plan, can you imagine just having lost 2 trades and now you're finally profitable in a trade and you see this candle go red and you start to think, well, this is it. Let's just look at that live. So here you've got 3 green candles in a row, which shows a lot of strength right now at this moment. And now you're waiting for that next 1 minute candle to open. And remember, you just lost the previous 2 trades. You're finally in a profitable trade. These are the kind of thoughts that go through the mind of a new trader, or a trader without a plan, I should say. So let's see this live. And it's at a whole dollar level, that magical whole dollar level, $15. So obviously there's going to be resistance there, and look what happens. Oh, I'm going to get out because it's bouncing off that $15 level. No, that's not what I do. I just stick to the trading plan and just let the trade play out, because I'm trading off of statistics, not off of magical levels or anything like that. I shouldn't say that, because you could argue that the levels that I use are magical levels. So but you guys get the idea. That the whole point that I'm not trying to bash any other traders that trade that way. The main thing that I want you guys to do is to trade with a trading plan and track your trades and develop statistics, and then trade based off of those statistics instead of just trading off of feel or off of what someone else tells you is a high probability setup, because there really is no such thing. In my experience, there is no such thing, because the setup that I trade, I think, is the highest probability. There you saw that profit target hit. I think is the highest probability setup that I've ever found, and its probability is not very high. And we see that on my statistics. But with our profit target being so much larger than our stop loss, we are able to make a profit, and that's how it works. That's through risk management. So anyway, you saw the trade get hit. Now, the really important thing for my trading plan is, does this thing go to 3R? That 2R profit target, that's just for testing. And right now, what we're really interested in is, will this thing go to 3R? And we'll see what it does on the chart, because I stopped recording after a while. And I did put out the price alert there to alert me to when it does hit that 3R profit target. But let's just go to the chart right now. So you could see where we were here. It was around, I guess, 10:07, 10:06. So let's pull up the chart page now and look at VERU. All right, so where were we at? This is where the video ended. This is where we got triggered. Our profit target got triggered. Here's our 3R profit target. That got triggered just a few minutes later at 10:09. And then what did this thing do? It just went further and further and further, probably to, let's see, if this is 3R and this is our entry was right about here. So it probably went to 6R. I'm going to say 6, maybe 7R. And those are profit targets that we will be tracking when we go full position size. We're going to be holding till 3R, but we will be tracking 4R and 5R and see over time which one is more profitable. Maybe I'll throw 6R on there just for the heck of it. But anyway, so this plan is now profitable. We'll take a quick look at the spreadsheet, but I'm going to make a separate video for that, because there's a lot of information to go over on this spreadsheet. But here you can see our number of trades. We took 101 trades. Our win rate with 2R, which we're not really concerned with anymore, that was just for testing, is 33.66%, which is above the break-even win rate of 3R, which is 33%. But if you look over here, you see that our actual reward value for holding the 2R was minus 1R. And if we didn't make any errors, it was even lower, minus 2R. So one of the error trades was profitable and actually helped us. So why are these red, even though this is above that break-even threshold, is because this just considers winning trades when we were holding till 2R. And there is a couple of trades, I think 2, maybe 3 trades, that we had to stop out before the 2R profit, not stop out, but take our profit before the 2R profit target was hit, because the end of the trade day came. I'm just trying to find one of those right now. Like, here's an example right here. CDEV, which was like the first day of trading this plan. It just stayed between our profit target and stop loss all day long, and we had to close it at the end of the day for a 1-hour profit. So it's things like that. I think there's 1 or 2 of those on the chart that, even though that's still considered a winning trade, which brings this number up, we ended up red on the 2R profit target. I mean, really break even, I guess, is what you can consider, but that's after 100 trades. So instead of just trying to use that 2R profit target, if you're using a system like this, it really makes no sense. I've already done 100 trades showing that it's not profitable. And if we held to 3R on every single one of those trades, it's up 15R. And again, there's a couple of those trades where we had to stop out at the end of the day for 1R or 2R. But this is the actual reward level for 3R trades. 15R, 15 times the risk. So it all depends on your risk. If you're risking $10, you'd be up $150 now. If you're risking $100, you'd be up $1,500 now, so on and so forth. So, and that doesn't mean that you're trading with $100. That means that if you got stopped out, you would lose $100. So make sure you understand that as well. But anyway, we're going to go over all of these statistics in detail in another video, and I'm going to just double check everything, all the information on here, and make sure it's accurate. One last thing I want to say is that the cost of taking these 100 trades was $5.26. To me, that's nearly priceless, because you can imagine if you were trading full position size and you took 100 trades and you really didn't know if what you were doing worked or not, you're almost guaranteed to lose. I mean, I would bet against anyone who does that right off the bat, who has really no idea what they're doing. They say, you know what, I'm just going to take 100 trades with some setup that someone else said works and see what happens. I would just bet against that person that they are going to end up a loser after those 100 trades, and that's going to cost them a lot of money. And here, this cost us $5.26 to collect all this data. So I think that's pretty cheap to get this much of data of an actual trading system. So anyway, hopefully this video was helpful to you. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this whole process of taking 100 trades, even though it was quite arduous. It took a very long time, believe me, I know. But we are here, we did it, and we have meaningful data now that we can move forward with. And we'll talk all about that in the next video where I go over all these statistics. So anyway, as always, go into every single trade with a plan. Stick to that plan no matter what. Always take your stop losses, honor your profit target, and in the long run, you should be green. Take care.